We consulted on taking back control of our buses through bus franchising in October last year. And as you can see, our kind of key themes were around not just informing and maximum participation, but it was also around creating easy to understand content, and making sure that the consultation process was accessible and was inclusive. So we were quite ambitious with this campaign, as we already knew from years of campaigning about buses in South Yorkshire that we had a population that were incensed about this topic. So we wanted to capitalise on that and use these voices to bolster our campaign and get high response numbers. And we didn't just want high response numbers because it's something positive to talk about and shout about, but also because it shows the likes of government, bus operators, and our communities actually what matters most, and it helps us as an MCA to sort of drive policy change from there, and of course funding for buses if we go into the bus franchising. We also committed to constantly monitoring the response statistics that we used to get through from the research agency every week. So this was just in case we needed to intervene at any point to make sure that we were aligned with those campaign objectives. We reassigned our budget and our efforts on Google and on Meta ads, which I'll come on to in a bit. Moving on to some of our campaign stats. As I mentioned, we intervened throughout the campaign to try to improve numbers from underrepresented communities, and this graph shows just how those interventions help. So as I said, we spotted early on that young people weren't engaging, but we also saw that our ethnic minority communities were not represented in the same way that our population is represented. So we wanted to make sure that we were proactively reaching out to these communities. So we tweaked our digital campaign. We had a look at the postcodes that we were delivering the 100,000 household leaflets to, and we were able to have some quite good results from it, as you can see. So 5% of the respondents were young people and 3% of the respondents were ethnic minority groups at the beginning of the campaign, but this increased to 13% of young people and 6% of ethnic minority groups. And our partner agency, DJS Research, confirmed that it is the highest response rate from young people that they've seen in a bus franchising consultation exercise. So we were really proud of that, because obviously young people are the ones that are going to be sort of long-term influenced by this policy. We constantly refreshed our content, which meant we weren't overusing it, and we also did a last chance push right at the end, which if you go back to the last slide, if you see those kind of 4 peaks at the end, it did impact our response numbers. These just kept going and going right to the very end. So our bus franchising consultation closed with the highest response rate per capita at the time. So we had our northern neighbours to compare ourselves to, and our response percentage exceeded them all. But not only that, the consultation went on to drive change, because in March, just gone, at our MCA board, based on the consultation process, our mayor announced that we would create a bus franchising scheme in South Yorkshire. And as you can see, we celebrated with a very giant cookie.